Do you think you could walk this quietly? Listen to this work sound. When he turns it slowly, it doesn't bother anyone. Work sounds tell that you're busy. They don't disturb others. But June seems to have lost something. Look, an eraser. Whose do you think it is? Bobby won't talk to June, will he?
June, is this your eraser? Yes, thank you. You're welcome.
Oh, whispering is the quiet way to talk when you have to talk. Well, Bobby has moved about quite a bit without disturbing the class. Could you do all that as quietly as Bobby did?
Now let's suppose Bobby wanted to get something from the cabinet. How would you do it quietly, Bobby?
Bobby certainly knows the quiet way of working by himself, doesn't he?
Well, of course, all of us have to, if our room is to be a good place to work. Now, Bobby has shown us some of the ways of working quietly by ourselves. Who would like to show how we work quietly in a reading group? All right, bring your chairs up.
Oh, moving chairs will certainly be noisy. Well, there is a quiet way to move chairs, isn't there? There wasn't much noise at all. No one was disturbed.
Well, it's good to see you all so bright and cheery this morning.
And look,
Have a good time yesterday?
they all have their books with them.
Have a good time today?
Now they can get started without having to wait for any children to get ready.
Good. Now, we'll read A Day at the Fair on page 24. Let's read the first paragraph silently to find out who's going to the fair.
All the children are quiet while they read, aren't they?
Who can tell us who is going to the fair? Philip.
Mary, Mother, and Father.
That's right.
See how no one else talks when someone is speaking? It's fun to work together that way. Do you think you could work together that well?
Thank you. Now we're going to show you how we work quietly together in another way. Who wants to show how we're quiet when we work on our model farm? All right, go ahead. Now you return to your desk, and we'll all pretend again that...
How will the children work quietly here?
Judy, where should I put the tractor? Over in the prairie.
They speak very quietly. When one speaks, the others listen. That's polite. They stay near the table. They are not bothering children working nearby. And see how well they work together and do things together?
Now let's see. Have we shown you everything? We saw that there are times for noise and fun, such as play periods, and times for quiet and work, such as the library or our classroom. And we saw some ways of working quietly. You remember how Bobby showed us ways to work quietly by yourself, and how we talk together quietly when we read or tell stories, and how we work together quietly when we work in groups. Those are some of the important ways we help keep our room.
Here you are. Hey, what's this, Joe?
What's what?
Blank pages. Where's the news?
Huh? What do you know? They're all blank.
Sorry, Joe. Sorry, Joe's customer. It wouldn't have happened if we hadn't arranged it. There's plenty of news today, but it's still in the making.
All right, madam, we'll send that out right away. I don't mean to be personal, sir, but congratulations.
Oh, thanks.
Did you mean to say whether these twins were boys or girls, sir?
Oh, how could I have forgotten that? They're boys.
And you want this sent as a regular telegram, of course.
Oh, sure. This is news.
Well, who else would like to get the good news?
Oh, this goes to about 8 different people. I have a lot more writing to do here.
That won't be necessary. You just put down your list of addresses, and we'll see that they all get the message.
Oh, swell.
Sure, Fred Brown, twins are news. Western Union is about to make it official. And while you think of all the people who should know about Alice and the twins, hundreds of other telegrams are being sent and received in other ways in the 10-block business area around you. High above the city, a busy executive receives a telegram by desk fax, a compact telegraph machine that operates by facsimile and brings message transmission right to his desk. He places his reply on a cylinder, and with a push of a button, the reply goes direct to Western Union in his own handwriting. An ultra-modern telegraph method that is close to magic. 50 stories down, Western Union serves another man whose job demands fast and accurate communication.
Hello, Western Union. I'd like to send a telegram. Mr. J.L. Roberts, Tompkins Structural Steel Company, Templeton, Ohio. Construction here ahead of schedule. Urgent, you wire immediately. Earliest arrival, structural steel.
While urgent words speed from an engineer to his home office, a steady flow of words flashes to Western Union from the communications room of a large business firm. A battery of teleprinters handles swiftly the mass of urgent detail behind the daily operations of a major business. To save time, to pack more hours into the day, to get on fast, orderly record the many details of a busy enterprise. No less important is telegraph service to the smaller business, whose need for rapid communications is well served by the familiar call box. At the turn of the handle, the summons arrives at the branch office recorded on tape. The experienced clerk knows at a glance where the call originated and dispatches a messenger to the customer who is telegraphing an order for a 20-ton crane. And all the while, people come and go in the telegraph hub of the neighborhood.
Say, how does this sound? Caught surprise shore leave in big town. Caught short of cash. 25 would help. Please telegraph care of Western Union. Thanks. Love to all. Bob.
Great.
All right, thank you very much, and we'll rush these out right away.
Good.
Oh, and good luck.
Thanks.
Okay, let's send it.
It's a typical day at Western Union. Behind the counter, the mechanical nerves of the system change words to holes on tape, and the holes on tape to electrical impulses speeding over the wires. Here is the urgent order for the 20-ton crane. To the Western Union operator, impartially and impersonally sending an almost endless flow of words, the contrast between 6-pound babies and 20-ton cranes passes by almost without notice. Now the operator starts the stortgram. A quick tap of the keyboard, and another. Punch the key signals that will guide the message automatically to its destination. Now it's
Here's a camera containing a special film which is sensitive only to infrared light. To furnish invisible light for the infrared camera, we will use these big electric units which produce no visible light at all. And now, for the first time on the motion picture screen, we are going to see a picture made entirely by infrared light in a dark room. There go the lights. And here is the picture taken by the infrared camera. And remember, to the eye, this girl is in total darkness. Infrared light is very penetrating in its effect. With it, for example, we can even take the young lady's picture while she's hiding behind a screen coated with rubber. The magic light shows that even a brand new shave isn't good enough when you are posing for the infrared camera. It digs right down and finds the whiskers that haven't even sprouted yet. Previews a shave 3 days in advance. Visible white light has also been put under control by science. A remarkable new device splits light into separate narrow rays so that the path of a beam can easily be followed. Notice that a light spreads out from its source in all directions. We can see how a mirror reflects light, how a prism bends the rays in different directions, and how light can even be bent around corners in tubes and pipes. Now let's see the effect of a simple reflecting surface used to control light. The rays leave their source, strike the reflector, and bounce back on themselves in the same path. Then if we place a lens like this in the path of the light, the rays are bent inward. Now let's try another type of lens, similar to the lens used in automobile headlights. Instead of bringing the rays together at a point, this lens bends them so they go out in parallel lines. In the motor car headlight, the new system of light control makes use of the type of reflecting surface called a parabolic reflector. No matter at what angle the light rays strike the reflector, they are bounced back in an even parallel path. The actual mechanics of this new headlamp are somewhat similar to previous two-beam lamps. When we are driving in the country, light from the central filament is used, and an intense beam of light is reflected straight ahead and far down the road. When we switch to the passing beam, another filament only a few thousandths of an inch away is lighted, and the beam is now aimed down and to the right of the road. A more accurate lens has been designed to direct light farther ahead in the driving beam, and more light on the right side of the road for the passing beam. Then the whole unit has been sealed airtight, so that air and moisture, tarnish and rust cannot cut down its efficiency. And so today, we drive with headlights that apply the latest principle of scientific light control. Headlights suited to the speeds at which we travel. On the high road, controlled light makes possible safe speed because we can always stop within the range of our own headlights. In city driving and in passing other cars on the highway, our controlled passing beam continues to light the right side of the road without shining in the other fellow's eyes. If we drive safely and always dim our lights when passing, we can take full advantage of the new control science has given us. And in the laboratories of today, science is working on the light of tomorrow, seeking still more numerous ways of using it to make life for all of us better and safer. Who knows what miracles are yet to come from the amazing development of visible and invisible light when the magic light of tomorrow comes into its own.
Quiet. Thank you, children. Now, let's get back to work. You can see how quiet helps us, can't you?
Thank you, Miss Bradley. This is a good room, isn't it? A good room to work in, to learn in. Do you know some things you can do to help make your room a quiet place for work?
All the gardens are covered by rose leaves. All the mountains have put on their holy dress. 1,000 years ago, the poet Ferdowsi sang the praises of spring among Persia's mountains. Today, the people of Iran still look to their mountains for water, precious water for the high, arid plain on which most of the people live. But too often, rivers flowing down from the snows disappear in the great central deserts of Iran. East and west lie other Muslim lands: Turkey, Iraq, Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, Afghanistan. North, the Soviet Union lies beyond the Alborz Mountains. Iran knew greatness in the days when it was known as Persia. From this vast throne room, heart of his renowned capital, Persepolis, King Darius ruled over the first great empire in history. The Hall of 100 Columns, the harem for the many royal wives, and a wonderful sculptured stone stairway were among the marvels here. Focus of the sculptures was the life-size carving of Darius himself, seated on his throne, receiving tribute from the peoples he ruled. From Europe, Africa, and Asia came men bearing gifts. In the procession were Syrians, bringing golden bowls, bracelets shaped like horseshoes, and small horses from what is today Arabia. This was sort of tax day 25 centuries ago. There were Medes, there were Scythians from what is today southwest Russia. There were sheep from what is today Turkey. There were vessels with exotic shapes, full of precious liquids. There were humpbacked cattle from what is today India. All these part of the Persian Empire in its days of greatest glory. There was a chariot like those of the pharaohs. Even Egypt was ruled by this Persian king. And there was a Bactrian camel from what is today Afghanistan. The tax collectors were the men of his mighty army. And on these golden tablets Darius inscribed, "I am Darius, king of kings. The great god Ahura Mazda has given me the rulership of all races. This is my kingdom." Here in gold was outlined the empire which was handed to Xerxes, his son. Xerxes, at the head of vast armies, extended Persian rule to the limits of the known world. The Persian armies met defeat in Greece at the Battle of Marathon. Under Alexander, Greeks pursued the Persians back to Persepolis. Through this gateway, Alexander the Great strode in triumph. Conquerors of a different kind came 1,000 years later, when in from the Arabian Peninsula swept men with flaming sword and a fiery new faith. As this new faith of Islam grew and mellowed, the followers of the Prophet Muhammad built great churches called mosques. The Masjid-i Shah, the royal blue mosque of Isfahan, was completed in the 17th century by Shah Abbas. He ruled during Persia's second golden age. Polo was developed in Isfahan and played in the great square, while the Shah watched from this porch over the palace gateway. From his palace, Shah Abbas ruled a reborn, expanding Persia. He built roads, irrigation systems, and great bridges like this one, but even his empire finally crumbled. Centuries later, in 1925, Reza Shah rose to power and a new era began, marked by a turn from old customs toward Western ways of thought. Under Reza Shah's son, needed land reforms are changing old patterns and bringing hope to the people. The young Shah's palace is typical of the architecture of modern Tehran.
Gone. already arriving at Syracuse. High-speed message center for the territory in which the telegram originated, and a link in the chain of mechanized centers throughout the country. Good news travels fast, and with the speed of light, this good news, now in Syracuse, is automatically being flashed onward to St. Louis, message center for the delivery office, guided only by the 2 key signals punched in New York, swiftly, accurately, practically non-stop, along with thousands of other telegrams coursing through these wires, flashing through in round-the-clock succession. And now, over the high-speed transmitter, the message appears before the operator in St. Louis on both printed and perforated tape. As it arrives, she notes the destination and click, with the push of a button, the words are on their way to Cumberland, Missouri. Here they are arriving in printed form, ready to be gummed down on the familiar yellow blank. A happy group of words, announcing a double blessing to waiting grandparents. Yes, sir. Twins, 6 pounds each. Alice doing fine. Think I'll recover. Love, Fred. It seems to take longer to tell than it takes to do, this passage of a message by Western Union. And at the very same time we follow this message, the order for the 20-ton crane has reached its final destination. Preston, California, thousands of miles farther away. Reached it and already delivered, because distance means nothing when it's at the end of a telegraph circuit. The sailor's request for shore leave money from Dad, gone. Off at the same time as the telegrams about 6-pound twins and 20-ton cranes. Delivered in Bassett, Maryland, by one of Western Union's newest developments, Telecar, a modern message center on wheels, which receives telegrams by radio in facsimile while cruising in outlying areas. Virtually a telegraph center at the doorstep. And in less time than would be imagined, the sailor will have the money he wants through the speed magic of a telegraphic money order. This is the network of interconnecting high-speed message centers, linking together the vast Western Union system from coast to coast. And from the great major message centers spring a multitude of connecting circuits, directly linking thousands of towns and cities, large and small, throughout our country, with this vast, ultra-modern automatic telegraph system, the finest, fastest in the world. Yes, we call it Speedway for Words. A speedway extending far and wide within our shores, and even beyond, to and from any part of the globe. Meanwhile, a typical day continues, from babies to butter. Back in Cumberland, the supermarket chain wants 500 cases of butter now, at the market price now. Trained fingers fly over the keyboard. The tape flows, and instantly the order is fed into the great automatic network. In a matter of minutes, the butter order is on the floor of a large produce exchange. 70 million housewives are concerned with every move in this marketplace, for the price tags of the nation's grocery shelves are determined here. 500 cases, 95. The sale goes up on the big board. And over the Western Union circuits, the transaction flashes instantly to produce growers and shippers across the land. In every type of marketplace, from butter to bonds, Western Union records the nation's sense of values. To provide service to as many as possible, today's Western Union reaches the American people in different ways. Those in small communities may know Western Union service through its agencies and railway stations, like this, where a young lady sends a meet me telegram. The busy housewife, to send a greeting or congratulation message, may call for telegraph service and simply say, "Charge it to my phone, please." The hurried man who wants to talk away his telegram and get going sends a reservation telegram from a convenient direct coin box cabinet. The late traveler who finds his day too short for all his business telegraphs for a morning appointment, calling on Western Union at his hotel to work for him while he rests. And here the occasional user of telegrams, who lives in communities away from the center of things, knows the dependable